Hello, everybody, and welcome again to another episode of the State of the Markets, our real estate podcast with a twist. I am your host, Lisa Dastuto, and with me is a fantastic panel ready to give you the scoop on how the markets are shaping up in the area. But I like to dive into the homes that sold in Ocean City. That's my market. So I wanted to share with you what's going on down the Jersey Shore. So I compared last year's sales from October 1 to yesterday, November 20th. And the vibe of the market seems different, but the numbers tell a similar story. Then and now. So let's talk about what happened in October of last year to October of this year. So, just like in 2022, we are navigating through a market with consistent patterns. So, last year, 20 homes sold, 16 were price reductions, and 4 were asking price. So, nothing went over asking. This year, 18 sold, 13 price reductions, and 5 at asking price. So to me, the sales may have dipped slightly, but we're doing that wave of price reductions and hasn't really changed much from last year. So with 80% of the inventory experiencing price adjustments, it might feel like your major shift. But remember, the mirrors of last year's trends. It's less about the market going down and it's more about the market adjusting and getting alignment. So that's important for buyers and sellers to know. So whether you're looking to buy or sell, understand these trends because it's key in marketing your home and getting in line with the past sales and seeing that it's been steady from last year to this year. So that kind of gives you an idea to know where the market is and better position yourself. So if you're looking to buy, yes, you can ask for a price reduction. You don't have to go in at full asking on a home. There is wiggle room there. And for the sellers, you really need to look at this market and price it accordingly. Don't get greedy. Price it right, because if you price it right, it's not going to stay on the market very long. It will sell quickly because, again, it's unfortunate, but we have very little inventory. So these stats that I am sharing with all of you guys is basically single family homes, because on the island down the shore in all of them, but specifically Ocean City, we have a lot of condos. So on the next market update that we do on this episode, I will do condos, but today I wanted to do single family because they're the most popular. And if someone can snatch one up, that's what they would rather do than have someone above them or next door to them, per se. So, I wanted to ask Debbie because Debbie, I was actually watching your Instagram. She's phenomenal. If anyone wants to follow Debbie on Instagram and is in the Southern California area, please follow her. She does great content. It's Debbie Lucas, Southern California Realtor. Am
Yeah,
I correct, Deb,
you
on
got
that
it.
one?
You got it. You got
Okay.
it.
I think the
Absolutely.
link will be in our description, so you
Yeah,
can go
it's there
there
every
if
week.
you
Mhm,
didn't remember that. But I
mhm.
wanted to ask you, you had a wonderful post you just
Yeah.
did just the other
Mhm.
day. And can you share with our audience about your market there and what your Instagram post was all about?
Absolutely. Okay, so the Instagram post was more of a macro look at kind of mortgage rates and how that's affecting buyers, more so than my local area of Agora and Westlake. So then we'll just pivot and we'll just talk about that. So it was mostly
Sure.
about the rates and how the big news last week, at the end of last week, was that rates had dropped all week long.
Yeah.
So that's great news, right? That's great news for buyers. And as you mentioned,
Tell Daddy 4.6.
things like that are helping to readjust and or adjust and realign this market that we're in, right?
Mm-hmm.
So with rates having dropped all week last week, some of the stats, and this is for California specific, as of the basis in October, down 11.9% from October of 2022.
Mm,
The amount of homes having been sold down, right? So
right.
fewer homes are selling. There are fewer homes on the market, and most of us are saying that's probably because of the rates, right?
Yes.
Also, the time of the year as well. And the powers that be are telling us that these numbers are numbers that have never been seen before. We've never had this few homes selling ever. So, I mean, that's saying something, isn't it? Our home supply, and just to kind of educate the audience a little bit, we like a market to have a 6-month worth of homes to sell. That's a healthy, robust market. It's good for sellers. It's good for buyers. We haven't seen that in years. And as of this October, we had a 2.7-month supply of homes on sale, which is down even from a year ago. This time, which was 3.1. So you said, Lisa, in the intro that the numbers seem kind of the same, but the vibe is different. And I will echo that in saying that one of the listings I currently have is the first home that hasn't sold first weekend out in 4 years.
Wow.
So, I mean, we priced market, right?
Yeah.
But first house in 4 years that hasn't just flown off the shelf. So something's happening. The home will sell. They always do. The buyers, they always find their way to their house. But it's interesting, really interesting to watch. So there we go.
Definitely. It's called patience, you know, and massaging the clients and letting them know, you know, you're watching this and you're on top of it. And I can imagine they got their hopes up high thinking they're going to sell in 1 week. And now it's like, you know, cold water in your face. You're like, well, what's going on with the market? You know,
just have to adjust, like you said, adjust and align.
Exactly. Lisa, Lamborghini in San Diego, how's that market going? Because I kind of look at San Diego as like not a vacation resort. I mean, people are there full-time residential, but it's also, it's such a beautiful state, and just, you could go there and enjoy, have a second home as a vacation home. Or am I off base with that one?
So I'm going to throw it off of Debbie, because we're both in Southern California, and what I'm going to throw it into interest rates. It's all interest rates. Yes, we are the lowest in inventory that we've seen in years. The other is that, yes, buyers are asking for, concessions and price reduction. What we have heard in the market is that when interest rates, that we did have a tick up because of the interest rates going down to where the buyers locked in rates. And then we're also seeing that, let's say, people that have been in their homes for 20 to 30 years, that yes, they are selling, and that it is life events in regards to that. But in regards to the inventory, as I said, the inventory is the lowest it's been. And then we've also had on the news that San Diego is now the most expensive to live. But, we've got a lot of cash buyers. We've got, it's on, if it's been priced right, if there are repairs to be done. I believe after the first of the year, or between now and the first of the year, if they do drop rates a little bit more, we're going to start seeing an influx of buyers. And then the sellers are going to go, hey, this is the time to sell. So that's a market in a minute.
I love it. Thank you. Hey, Christine, coming from Mullica Hill, what do you got for us for the market?
So I basically did Gloucester County because Mullica Hill's Harrison Township. It's one of the, it's a smaller town, but in general, in Gloucester County, we are seeing just a slightly dip in listings, but the average days on market are about 24, 25 days. So that's still moving pretty rapidly. Demand is still there. I still think we have less homes than we do buyers for the county as a whole. And I just basically looked at the average price because my personal business and self, 250 to 350 seems to be the power range of buyers still hungry to find a home, because in that range, they can mortgage a home cheaper than renting. So I'm not talking about the high-end homes that we also have a lot of 500 and up. Those homes may sit a little longer. It's a different buyer. interest rates are dictating that a little bit more. Especially when you compound the taxes on top of it. But for the 250 to 350 range, yeah, for sure. There's still a high demand. And so actually corrected, it's 22 days on market. It was the overall days on market was 24, but the actual is average of 22. But that being said, I am seeing a lot of buyers still very interested in purchasing. And because the interest rates tick down a little bit, I think that we're going to start seeing more jumping in the market. So people are feeling a little more comfortable maybe to list. So it's going to shift. Normally in the holidays, it slows down. But honestly, I'm juggling about 6 buyers and 4 listings right now. So it's pretty busy for me. Don't let anybody tell you real estate's dead.
Absolutely. It's like, don't worry, keep looking, and we're here to help you find your house. So I just want to say thank you all for listening in for this episode, and happy house hunting.